Hello, it's Sonia here with a Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today we are going to be making a hat. It's actually a bucket hat, and I've already made one. It's similar to the 18-inch doll one that I made last week. I thought it was a really cute design, and I thought, you know, let's make it for a human person. So here we go. Here is my bucket hat. And I actually made this with cotton yarn. It's Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton, I think it's called. I've had it for quite a while in my stash and just didn't find the right project for it. So I thought, I love this color. It's actually like a very lime green. I don't think it's translating really well on camera, but it's a pretty bright lime green. And then this is the pink. And I will be wearing this summer. We're going to the beach this summer, and I always like to wear a hat at the beach because my hair has weird cowlicks that like to part, and I don't like to get the top of my head burned, so I always wear a hat at the beach. So I will be wearing that. So let's get started on this project. So for this project, I'm using my eye hook or 5.5 millimeter hook. I just have this rubber band on here because I do use this for Tunisian crochet projects too, and I just left it on. So the rubber band has no significance for this project at all. And I do recommend a cotton yarn for this project, a worsted weight. Actually, this one I would consider, it's worsted weight, but it's a little bit lighter than a traditional typical worsted weight cotton, and it worked fine. So if you have like a DK weight cotton yarn that's like a little bit of a heavier DK weight, I think it would be completely fine for this project. But I'm going to be working up another sample here, and I don't have enough cotton yarn in one color, so I'm just using some acrylic here, worsted weight number 4, which it'll be fine for this. I'm probably going to take it apart because I don't think it'll be really comfortable to wear unless you want to wear your bucket hat in the fall. But it's definitely a summertime hat, and so you want it to be breathable. So as you can see, I've already gotten started on this. So what I'm going to do is the directions for the doll hat are the same for the human hat for the first 5 rounds. So I already went ahead and worked 5 rounds. So I'm going to show you a clip of that video so you can see how to get started with this hat, and then I'll meet you back and we'll begin round 6. So this hat is worked in rounds. So to get started, we're going to chain 2, and we are going to work 4 single crochet in the second chain from our hook. So we have our 4 single crochet. So what we want to do is we want to place a stitch marker in that last stitch. So I'm just using a scrap piece of yarn here, but if you have actual stitch markers, then certainly feel free to use those. Alright, so we've marked that last stitch. So what we're going to do now is we're not joining with a slip stitch, we're jumping right into that next stitch, and we're going to work 2 single crochet in each single crochet. So we're just putting 2 stitches in each, and we're going to have a total of 8 single crochet. So I'm going to pop out my stitch marker and just put 2 single crochet in that last stitch, and I'm going to mark that stitch again, and now we have our 8 single crochet. And then if you're concerned about that hole there, you just pull on that center tail and hole is gone. Okay, so now we are ready for row 3, and actually rows 3 and 4 will be the same. We're going to put 2 half double crochet in each stitch. So I'm just jumping right in. I'm working 2 half double crochet in that next stitch, and I'm going to work 2 in the next. So we will have a total of 16 half double crochet for round 3, and then round 4 we will have a total of 32 half double crochet. So you can see why using a stitch marker really helps, because sometimes it's easy to lose track of your rounds because we are working in continuous rounds. And the reason why I'm doing that is I like my projects, if I can, when working in the round, to look as seamless as possible so you don't see a join. And this project you can do that really easily. Okay, I'm going to pop out my stitch marker and put 2 half double crochet in there. And I'm going to then mark that stitch and then just jump right in and work 2 half double crochet in each stitch for round 4, and I will have a total of 32 half double crochet. So I'm going to go do that off camera and I will meet you back at the end of round 4. Okay, so there is round 4. So now we're ready for round 5. So round 5 we're going to increase again, but not quite as drastically as we did for round 4. So we are going to work half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, so just 1 in each. So 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to increase again. We're going to work 2 half double crochet in the next. We're going to repeat that all the way around. So 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches and then 2 in the next. So it's a sequence of 4, so you can think of 1, Okay, so we are ready for round 6. So as you can see, I have my stitch marker on there. So round 6, so at the end of round 5 we have 40 stitches, but round 6 we're going to work even. So we're just going to half double crochet all the way around, just 1 stitch in each, working evens, because obviously we need to grow this circle, because it will not be big enough for a human person here. An adult human. So I'm going to keep going here, just working even around, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I finished up round 6 here. So now we're ready for round 7, and we're going to increase again. So we are going to work in a sequence of 5. So we're going to work 4 half double crochet, so 1 stitch in each in the next 4 stitches. And we're still incorporating our stitch marker, working in continuous rounds, which I did not move it up. So let me do that. It was still stuck in the last stitch from the previous round. There we go. And we got a weird loop thing. What is going on there? Let's fix that. Even though I'm going to take this apart, I guess I wanted to look neat and tidy. All right. So we have 3 stitches, 4, and stitch 5 here. We're working 2 half double crochet in that 5th stitch. So we'll repeat that. So work 1 half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. And then in stitch 5, popping in 2 half double crochet. And we are going to repeat that all the way around. So I will meet you back, and at the end of this round you're going to have 48 stitches. Okay, so we finished up round 7. We have 48 half double crochet. So now let's get ready for round 8. So round 8, we're just going to work even again, so that's 1 stitch in each. So we're just going to half double crochet all the way around. Okay, so we finished up round 8 here. So let's begin round 9. So round 9, we're going to increase again. We're going to half double crochet in the next 5 stitches, and then we're going to increase in stitch 6. So I have my 5 half double crochet, so the next stitch we're popping in 2. So we're just going to repeat that all the way around. So I'm going to work even in the next 5, so 1 stitch in each. And then stitch 6, popping in 2 half double crochet for the increase. So at the end of this round, we're going to have 56 half double crochet, and then for round 10 we're just going to work even, so we're just going to half double crochet all the way around. So I'm going to keep going here, working on my round 9, then I'm going to go ahead and work round 10, so just half double crochet all the way around. You'll have 56 half double crochet, and I'll meet you back for round 11. Okay, so I finished up round 10, not rounds 9 and 10, so now we're ready for round 11, and we are going to increase again. So we're going to increase in a sequence of 7, so we're going to work 1 half double crochet in the next 6 stitches. And then in stitch 7 we're going to pop in 2 half double crochet, and we're just going to do that all the way around, and we're going to have a total of 64 stitches. So then what you're going to do for round 12 is we're going to just work even again. So I'm going to go finish up round 11 here. So again, you're going to have 64 stitches, and then round 12 you're just going to half double crochet all the way around. Okay, so I finished up my round 12. We have 64 stitches. So let's get ready for round 13. So we are going to increase again. So I am going to be working in a sequence of 8, so I'm going to half double crochet in the next 7 stitches, and now I'm in stitch 8, and I'm going to pop in 2 half double crochet. And we are going to do this all the way around. So 7 half double crochet, 1 stitch in each. And now we're going to pop in 2 half double crochet. So at the end of this round we're going to have 72 half double crochet, and then rounds 14 through 21 we're just going to work even. Now if you don't think this, because this is our last increase round, but if you don't think your hat is large enough, you could do another increase round. This is a really customizable pattern, or even if you wanted to make like a real small child's hat, you know, you could have stopped increasing, you know, a little further up if you wanted to, and then you just work even. So if you wanted to work another round to make your hat a little larger, what you could do is, so round 14 we're going to work even, and then round 15 you could increase again, and then you would increase in a sequence of 9. So you would work 1 half double crochet in the next 8 stitches and then work 2 in the 9th stitch. But this size is perfect for my head, and hopefully would work for a variety of head sizes. So I'm just going to stop increasing at this round, and then rounds 14 through 21 I'm just working even. Okay, so I finished my round 21. So to complete round 21, we are going to join with a slip stitch in that first stitch. And I'm going to pop that stitch marker out for now. So let's begin round 22. We are going to chain 1 and half double crochet in that same stitch. So it might seem kind of strange that we're doing that, but you'll understand in a minute. So now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to skip 1 stitch and half double crochet in the next. So we're creating some spaces, and I want them to be more even around than if we had just done a continuous round. Again, it would be a little staggered, so that's why we did the join. All right, we're going to chain 2. We're going to skip the next stitch and half double crochet in the next, and we're just repeating this all the way around. So chaining 2, skipping 1, half double crocheting in the next, chaining 2, skipping 1, half double crocheting in the next. So I'm going to keep going all the way around, and I will meet you back. All right, so I'm almost finished with round 22. I'm going to do my final chain 2, and we're just joining on top of that first half double crochet with a slip stitch, and we have 36 chain 2 spaces. So now we're going to get ready for round 22. So we're going to chain 1, we're going to half double crochet in that first stitch there. We're going to work 2 half double crochet in the next chain 2 space. We're going to half double crochet on top of the next half double crochet, and now we're going to work 3 half double crochet in the next chain 2 space. So now we are ready for our repeat here. So half double crochet in the next half double crochet. We're working 2 half double crochet in the next chain 2 space, half double crochet in the next one, and now we're working 3 half double crochet in the next chain 2 space, and you're just going to repeat that all the way around for round 23 here. So I am going to do that, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I finished up round 23, and as you can see, I popped in my stitch marker because we're going to go back to working continuous rounds. So I am going to work, this is round 24. So as you can see, I just jumped right in working my half double crochet. So rounds 24, 25, and 26, we're just working even. Now, if this is going to be too wide for you, then you don't have to work round 26, but I wanted my bucket hat to be kind of shady around my eyes, since I plan on wearing mine outside at the beach, and as you know, it's quite sunny. Well, hopefully it will be quite sunny at the beach, so I wanted a little bit of shade around my eyes, so I made my brim of my hat a little bit longer. But if you don't want yours that long, you can definitely not work as many rounds. So I am going to keep going here, and I will meet you back at the end of round 26. Okay, so I finished up round 26. I'm going to take out my stitch marker, and I'm going to join with a slip stitch in that first stitch. And now let's begin round 27. We're going to chain 1, I'm going to single crochet in that stitch, and I'm just going to single crochet all the way around, and then at the end I will join with a slip stitch, and you can cut your yarn, which I'm not going to because I'm going to reuse this yarn because, as I said in the beginning, this is acrylic yarn and I don't want to wear a bucket hat made out of acrylic yarn, but I didn't have cotton yarn enough yardage in one color to make a hat for you out of the cotton. But I mean, you certainly could use different colors if you wanted to make stripes. I mean, that would be really fun if you wanted to do that. Okay, so here is the finished hat. I worked my single crochet, I joined with a slip stitch in that first stitch. So now we need to work on the tie here. So the tie isn't going to be an exact number depending on the look you're going for, or you could just use a ribbon to weave in. So here is my hat that I am going to be wearing this summer, and so I just made the tie, but you could use a ribbon and weave it in, or you could leave it without the tie. It's completely up to you, but I will show you how I did it, and I'm going to also show you some footage of the tie from the American Girl doll hat because it's the same concept. So what I did to make the tie is I made a chain that basically is almost as long as, this one's a little bit longer than the hat. So I just laid the hat down and made a chain here. So I believe I have 65 chains, and then I'm going to switch to the footage from the American Girl doll, and then I will meet you back. Okay, so I have my 55 chains, so this is actually just the first half of the tie. So what we're going to do is in the second chain from our hook, I'm working a slip stitch, and I'm just going to continue to slip stitch across my chain here. You can work in your chain however you like. So I'm going to keep going, slip stitching across my chain, and I will meet you back. Okay, so as I said, this is the first half of the tie. Okay, so here is that first half of the tie. So as you will see on the video on making the second half, I did give a number, but what I did for my hat is I made a chain and again just kind of measured it with the hat folded. I didn't really count. And then before sorry about all the banging around. I don't know what they're doing. Either stay in the room or don't stay in the room. Okay, anyway, so what I did so I would have the length that how I wanted it is I wove the tie in and tied it in a bow to see if it was, you know, the ends were too long. So here's my, let me show you my sample again. So I tied it in the bow, and I think my first time I did it, the ends were actually, it was too short. So I made a couple more, so then I just undid it, the second half of the tie, and just made a couple more chains, and then did the tie again, and it was exactly how I wanted. So you can play around with how you want your tie. Like I said, I'm not giving an exact number because, you know, it might be different. And you can also use the tie as well if you wanted to, you know, cinch the hat a little bit tighter on your head. So it does have some function. So, you know, you can play around with whatever look that you're going for with your tie. I don't really want it cinched like that on my head, so I'm gonna fix that. So I'm going to go back and show you how, just to form the second half of the tie and how I wove in the ends, and then I'll meet you back. Okay, so as I said, this is the first half of the tie. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to chain 55, and then I'm going to slip stitch up my chain. Now, as I said before, you could just use a ribbon or if you just wanted to use a chain, but I just think this looks a little bit nicer. So then you have the nice neat ends there instead of just, you know, that like lone string, or if you try to weave it in and sometimes they pop out. So this way the ends we weave in are in the middle of the tie and it's going to be in the back of the hat, so you're not going to notice it. So I'm going to go do that off camera and I will meet you back. Okay, so I finished. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut your yarn. Wow, did you just hear that? We've got some thunder going on here. So we've cut our yarn. That shook the house. Alright, so what I like to do is I like to weave in these ends before I do anything else. So I usually just cross them like that so it hides them a little bit better. My dog is going to be losing his mind. He does not enjoy the thunder. And the weird thing is it's April, so I feel like it's a little early for thunderstorms, but you know. I think weather's gotten weirder and weirder as the years have gone by. So I'm gonna try to do this before we run out of power, because that'll probably happen next. Power will go out. Alright, so we're just going to do this guy on this side. Okay, so now what you do is you take your hat and then you just weave in the tie in the spaces here. Okay, so you saw how to finish up the tie. I'm not going to finish up with this because I said before this is just a prototype hat and I'm not going to keep it with this yarn, even though it is very cute, but it doesn't feel very comfortable to wear in the summertime because, again, it's acrylic, and this isn't the type of hat I would wear in the wintertime at all. So we will repurpose this yarn for something else, and we will just be wearing this guy for the summer because this one is 100% cotton, definitely more summer friendly of a hat. But I hope you enjoyed this project, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.